Welcome back, dear Zephyr viewer, to the cosmic side of the Zephyr channel. We see you have some more burning questions about your love life and are asking us to look to the cosmos and relay what answers the Zodiac holds. Before we tell all why not, subscribe to Zephyr and click the notification bell too. Help support our channel by watching this video until the end. Here are the best and worst girlfriends based on their zodiac signs, starting from the best. Sagittarius. Congrats, Sagittarius, you are the best girlfriend anyone could have. You love to make those around you feel special, and you are one of the most generous signs in the zodiac. Not to mention selfless. Sometimes this can leave the ever-loving Sagittarius neglecting their own feelings and be her own worst critic. As their partner, you may have to remind them to love themselves every now and again, but seeing how much they care about you and their friends is truly heartwarming. Sagittarius women love hard, and we know there will never be a dull moment with this sign when it comes to romance. Pisces. You are known as being a little shy sometimes, Pisces. When starting a relationship with this sign, the Pisces may push you away at first, but that's only because they are so trustworthy. Gaining their trust in return is something you have to earn. Once you do, though, they will forever be your biggest supporter and the definition of a keeper. Pisces are very intuitive people, so they might know how you are feeling on any given day before you know how you're feeling, and will be careful to be sensitive with their actions. This also means communication will flow naturally, as the Pisces is a very peaceful sign and doesn't resort to fighting, instead getting to the root of the issues and solving it in a positive way. Libra. You are known for being very fair and diplomatic. You are also known as being one of the most kind signs in the zodiac as well. You tend to be very optimistic, which is contagious, and people love to be around you. You love to collaborate, are very social, and always ready for the next adventure with friends and loved ones. However, on the flip side of your bubbly nature, when you do get hurt, you feel it very deeply. When a Libra gets hurt, they won't always be the first to open up about their feelings and tend to bottle their emotions up until they can't hold it in anymore, which sometimes comes out as a bad temper. But this only happens every now and again. All in all, the Libra is a wonderful companion who is extremely kind, supportive, and loving. Capricorn. Probably the most responsible, organized, and dedicated sign of the zodiac. Capricorn, you tend to be a leader both in your career and in your relationships. You give it 110% and will put in the work to make those around you feel safe, happy, and loved. However, sometimes this can come across it as slightly controlling or as perfectionism. Because of your disciplined nature, Capricorn, you're sometimes hard to read as well, which means you are quite guarded when it comes to love. But when you do let someone in, you will be very loyal to that person. They also expect the same commitment in return and will not tolerate any games or being led on. Having the love of a Capricorn is a very special and rare thing not to be taken for granted. Gemini. There are always two sides to a Gemini, but they come by it honestly. Their sign is the twins after all. These sides tend to reveal themselves as being very positive, easygoing, and fun, but they can also be quite reserved and dark at times. Because the Gemini comes with two sides that you'll have to accept, they are also the most accepting sign in the zodiac. The Gemini will never judge and will always take the position of understanding and empathy. Because the Gemini is gifted with the skill of adaptation and value loyalty above most things, if you violate the trust or break their hearts, they will cut you out of their life without a second thought. Leo. Leos are some of the most confident in the zodiac, and they need a partner who can keep up with them. Strong-willed and a strong personality, Leos can sometimes clash with other signs and will not tolerate any negativity that comes their way. They are natural-born leaders who are not scared of a little hard work, but at the same time they tend to be hopeless romantics who want someone who will give it their all when it comes to a relationship, sometimes with an unrealistic expectation. Unfortunately, Leo, you have a tendency to pick the wrong partner and often ignore the advice of your friends. It's just that you have a bad habit of choosing partners that aren't right for you. Aquarius. You're somewhere in the middle on this list, Aquarius. You are not the worst partner, but you're not the best either. Really, you just sort of value your independence, and that isn't a bad thing. You need a relationship that's going to give you lots of freedom to be who you want to be, but will also challenge you intellectually. You can also be kind of eccentric at times, which might turn some folks off. Because you're such an intelligent sign Aquarius, you have a bad habit of overthinking things, and this can lead to a whole mess of insecurities. You need someone who's going to be your biggest cheerleader and can help talk you back down when you lose confidence. Cancer. You are so lovely. You have a heart of gold and usually wear the golden heart on your sleeve for everyone to see. You can be emotional at times, and that's not a bad thing. But because you are so in touch with your feelings, you can't help but show them. This can be a great thing when it comes to love. You will give it your all, and your partner will truly feel the love you have for them. Unfortunately, you will often make your partner's needs a priority over your own, which can lead to resentment and jealousy. Because you've been hurt so many times, you don't always like to open up, Cancer, and that can make new relationships difficult for you. Taurus. You don't need anyone but you. You are a true independent woman. When it comes to love, you can take it or leave it. Being in a relationship doesn't define you, and sometimes you can be so casual you have the reputation of being a heartbreaker. If they do decide to let you into their heart, a Taurus will take their time and will not be the one doing the chasing. If you try to pull any games with a Taurus, they will pull the plug and move on. The Taurus has a huge heart, so if you've won one over, consider yourself one of the lucky few. Aries. Oh Aries, when it comes to love, you are all in. You'd probably elope with someone after only a few weeks. You are so intense. You tend to rush into relationships and are sometimes known for pressuring those you love into ramping up the pace as well. You have a strong personality and are super fun to be around, but when it comes to love, you can be a bit pushy. Being with you will be a life filled with adventure, but your partner has to be willing to go with the flow. You need someone who will relinquish control in order to have a successful relationship. Aries. Virgo. You're another sign that can sometimes be a perfectionist, Virgo. Everything has to be just so, and this can drive you partner bananas. You have very high expectations, Virgo, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. However, sometimes they can be unrealistic or unfair. You need someone who is just like you, Virgo, in order to make your relationship work. You expect your partner to be hardworking like yourself, and if they can't keep up with you, you'll definitely let them know and probably drive them away at the end. Scorpio. And that leaves you, Scorpio. You're not mean or unkind, it's just that you're sort of looking out for number one, yourself. You're very intimidating because you're strong, intelligent, and very creative. These are all very attractive qualities, except that you end up wanting to control everything around you. You also just won't settle for any less than what you're worth, and that's a great quality to have, Scorpio. So don't be too hard on yourself. It's more of a blessing and a curse when it comes to looking for love. However, once they find someone who can, the Scorpio will be yours forever. That's all the stars have for us today. Dear Zephyr viewer, do you agree with the stars today, or did they misjudge you? Let us know in the comments section below.